Namaste guys, Rajesh here for Namaste Tech, and in this video I'm going to do a speed test between the Xiaomi Redmi Note 3 and the Xiaomi Mi 4i. So the Mi 4i was specially launched by Xiaomi for the mid-range Indian market. The handset for its time was a pretty decent phone, though it did have some performance issues, which the company has been able to largely eradicate with software updates over time. The Redmi Note 3 on the other hand is the company's latest mid-range smartphone that is the successor to the Mi 4i. While Xiaomi also sells the Redmi Note 3 in China, the Indian version comes with a powerful Snapdragon 650 chipset that makes it significantly better than its Chinese sibling. So on paper, the Redmi Note 3 is obviously the better of the two handsets here. It comes with an hexa-core Snapdragon 650 chipset that is clocked at 1.8 GHz, and this specific unit packs 3 GB of RAM, but Xiaomi also sells a 2 GB variant of the phone. The Mi 4i on the other hand comes with an octa-core Snapdragon 615 chipset and 2 GB of RAM. I mentioned in my review that the Redmi Note 3 is a terrific performer, and whatever speed tests we have done until now, the handset has performed brilliantly in them. So in this speed test, I am pretty sure that the Redmi Note 3 is going to win this speed test versus the Mi 4i. What I want to show through this speed test, however, is how big of a difference we are talking about. Is it going to be just a few milliseconds, a second, or even more? That is what I am interested in finding out in this speed test. As always, I'll also be doing a quick multitasking comparison of the two devices after the speed test, in which I'll be opening the applications one by one to see whether they were unloaded from the RAM of the phone or not. So in this speed test, I'm going to open 7 applications on both these phones using an application called Disco Mark. The 7 applications are Asphalt 8, Excel, Instagram, Clash of Clans, Camera, Book My Show, and Temple Run. So let's get started. So as you can see, this is the final score. The Redmi Note 3 opened the 7 applications in 5.2 seconds, while the Mi 4i took 12.6 seconds for the same. This means that the Redmi Note 3 was more than twice as fast as the Mi 4i. A closer look at the scores and you can see that the Redmi Note 3 was faster than the Mi 4i in opening all the applications by a significant margin. Sometimes the handset was almost thrice as fast. So with the speed test out of the way, let me now do a quick multitasking comparison between the two devices. I'll start with the Mi 4i first. So let's open Chrome, present in the RAM of the phone, Excel, present in the RAM of the phone. Now you can see here that MIUI says that out of the total 2 GB, 539 MB of RAM is still free on the Mi 4i. So next, let me open up Camera. This app was also loaded, present in the RAM of the phone, and loaded pretty much instantly. Ultimately, Excel, Chrome, Camera, and Book My Show, all these apps were not unloaded from the RAM on the Mi 4i. Now let's see whether the impressive multitasking performance of the Mi 4i continues when it comes to games or not. So Temple Run loaded almost instantly, which indicates that the game was not unloaded from the RAM of the phone. Next, let me open up Clash of Clans, which was unloaded from the RAM of the phone. I'm pretty sure Asphalt 8 will also be unloaded from the RAM of the phone because it's a very resource intensive game, which is the case here. So now let's see how the Redmi Note 3 performs. So the first application that I will open will be, say, Chrome. That was impressive. I uploaded like in a jiffy. Excel also loaded in a jiffy. The camera app had to refresh its viewfinder, but I'll say that the app loaded almost instantly and was not actually unloaded from the RAM of the phone. So next, let me open up the 3 games now: Temple Run, Clash of Clans, and Asphalt 8 one by one. Up until now, the Redmi Note 3 and the Mi 4i have performed similarly. Start with Temple Run, loaded in an instant. Clash of Clans was unloaded, but it loaded significantly faster than it did on the Mi 4i. Now Asphalt 8 was also unloaded, but it will be interesting to see how quickly the Redmi Note 3 loads it compared to the Mi 4i. That was pretty fast in my opinion. Now MIUI says here that out of the total 3 GB, the Redmi Note 3 has almost 1 GB of RAM free, which is nearly 500 MB more than what was available on the Mi 4i. So the winner of the speed test is the Redmi Note 3, but this is really not very surprising. I had expected the handset to win given its superb performance. What is notable here though is the winning margin. The Redmi Note 3 was more than twice as fast than the Mi 4i, which is really commendable here. And keep in mind that both phones are priced almost the same, and the only difference between the two is that they were launched 1 year apart. It is amazing how far Xiaomi's mid-range devices have come in just a year. In the multitasking test, both phones performed almost similarly, but the extra horsepower of the Redmi Note 3 ensured that it opened applications that were unloaded from its RAM faster. So guys, that's it for this video. If you want us to make any other video about the Redmi Note 3, drop in a comment below and let us know about it. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and like button below. Thanks for watching.